UConn versus BYU tonight is going to be a really fun game between two truly elite teams. Everyone knows who AJ Diabonte is for BYU, a projected top 3 pick in next year's NBA draft, who has already been compared to elite scorers like Tracy McGrady and even the reigning MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's already showcased his elite scoring ability, averaging 19 points and 7 rebounds a game. But what if I told you he isn't even the leading scorer this season for the Cougars? That would be Richie Saunders, who is one of, if not the best shooter in college basketball. Last season, Saunders shot 43% on an average of 5 attempts from beyond the arc, helping him win the Big 12's most improved player. So far, he's averaging 20 points and 7 rebounds while shooting 47% from 3. The captain running the offense is sophomore guard Rob Wright, a transfer from Baylor who was the #1 ranked point guard and 23rd overall recruit in the 2024 high school class. He's averaging 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. The final really big piece of the puzzle for BYU is their starting center Keba Keita, who's an absolute tank down low. What he lacks in size, only standing at 6'8", he makes up for in hustle and pure athleticism. Every game he has a handful of plays where you're just blown away. He's averaging 7 points, 6 rebounds, and a block through 3 games. They also have a couple of nice role players, mainly on the wings to round out the roster. But one guy who has caught my eye early on in the season has been Dominique Diomande. He transferred to the Cougars this offseason after redshirting last season for Washington, and before that played professionally in the top French basketball league, mainly for the U21 team. He's still extremely raw, but he has really good length and size on the perimeter and has already shown some nice flashes in limited minutes. For UConn, they're led by their big three of Alex Karaban, Solo Ball, and Terrace Reed, who are all returnees and were core pieces to a team last season that nearly knocked off the eventual champion Florida Gators in the round of 32. Karaban has a really well-balanced skill set. He isn't the flashiest player by any means, but he can do everything offensively at an extremely efficient level. Last season, he averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block a game, while shooting 35% from 3 and 83% from the free throw line. Next is Solo Ball, who is now in his 3rd season for the Huskies, and he's a knockdown shooter. Last season, he shot 41% from 3 on 7 attempts a game. He's a guy who's expected to really help Karaban offensively on the perimeter. He's already shown more of an aggressive playstyle this season, getting to the line on average 6 times through 3 games after only averaging 2.5 free throw attempts all of last season. He has really good positional size and length and can be a guy who we eventually see get drafted next summer. The last of the UConn big three is Terrace Reed, who was UConn's engine down low. He actually came off the bench in all but 1 game last season, but was super effective as he averaged nearly 10 points and almost 2 blocks a game and 20 minutes a game. Good enough to be crowned the Big East 6th Man of the Year. After missing the first game of the season, he's averaging nearly 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks through 2 games. I also didn't mention the rest of the starting 5, which, in my opinion, is the most complete starting 5 in the country. Silas Demery, a transfer from Georgia, is averaging 10 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals so far. But a guy who I've been super impressed with is Jalen Storm. He's the glue of this starting lineup, and I've been super impressed with his willingness to push the ball in transition and his aggressiveness on the boards. He does the little things for this UConn team. He's already a junior, but he came to UConn as a number 56 overall recruit in the 2023 high school class, so the talent is there. I'm super high on him, and I think this could be a breakout year. He plays bigger than his size, and it really is a luxury to have a guy like him at the 4 position to be so versatile and mobile. I also haven't even mentioned UConn's bench, which is filled with hustle guys who all play defense and can knock down the 3 ball, like Malachi Smith and Jaden Ross. They even have a 5-star freshman on their bench in Braylon Mullins, who is currently out with an ankle injury. When healthy, he should be a knockdown shooter for this team. Also, the 2 head coaches in this matchup. UConn's Dan Hurley is one of the best coaches in the sport, not only for his coaching ability, but also for his fiery antics. His 2 championship rings speak for themselves. For BYU, Kevin Young is in his 2nd year at the helm. He runs a beautiful offense that was amongst the top of all offensive metrics last season, which helped a guy like Igor Demin to become an eventual lottery pick this summer. Overall, I lean towards UConn if I were to make a pick between these 2 teams, just because of their depth, and with this game being in Boston, they'll overwhelmingly have the crowd on their side. However, you can't completely count out a team that has a duo with as much offensive firepower as Diabonte and Saunders. Who do you got? Let us know down in the comments.